There are 21 college football games to wager on Thursday, so let's do a little bit of digging and make some frickin' money. Are you guys with me? What's up, sports fans? My name is Chris. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Victory Formation, your one-stop shop for all your college football and NFL betting needs. Today is Tuesday, August 27th, and in today's video, I am absolutely pumped about the full-fledged return of college football, which gets underway Thursday with 21 games on the card to watch and wager on. In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 3 games and giving you 3 selections that I believe have the best opportunity to turn us a profit here on a Thursday night. But before we get into the plays, though, if you guys are watching this show for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the subscribe button. We are pumping out some great content on a daily basis, and I do not want you to miss out on anything going forward. And at the end of the show, if you like the content, please drop a like on the video. I'd very much appreciate it if we can break 50 likes on this video. Now, without further ado, here's Thursday's 3 best bets. The first play we are rolling with is Minnesota on the money line, plus 105 over North Carolina. Look, there's something to be said about a team entering the season without their dynamic quarterback under center. We saw how well that went in the Week 0 game with Florida State losing outright as 10.5-point favorites with Jordan Travis no longer under center. In this game, North Carolina, they're going to be without their star quarterback, Drake May. He was there for a couple seasons, put up some gaudy numbers. He's on to bigger and better things in the NFL. And in such, Max Johnson, LSU, Texas A&M transfer, is going to come into North Carolina and prove that he is the real deal. To that, I say Johnson is good, but he's not great. They do have a good running back in Omarion Hampton, who is one of the best running backs in the country, but they returned just one offensive lineman from last year's starting unit, which is definitely going to hinder their running game and is not a recipe for success in the season opener on the road. If we look at the strength of this Minnesota Gophers team, they are one of the better teams in terms of, in the trenches and with their running game. And while they're bringing in a new quarterback in Max Bowser, a New Hampshire quarterback transfer, he does have 8,000 plus yards passing to his name, 66 touchdowns, so he can move the ball through the air. But they do have a 1-2 punch in the backfield that can definitely rack up the yards and shorten the clock and bleed the game out in terms of keeping North Carolina's offense on the sideline. While I do believe UNC has the better overall talent, I think this game is going to be one in the trenches. I think Minnesota is going to be able to dictate the line of scrimmage on both the defensive and offensive side of things. I believe they're going to be able to run the ball well on a terrible UNC defense, and I do believe they're going to come away with a home win here to set the tone early for their season. Give me the Golden Gophers here on the money line, plus 105. The second play we are rolling with is Colorado, minus 9.5 over North Dakota State. The odds are minus 110. Look, we saw what the hype train did to the Colorado Buffaloes last year. They started the season 3-0, but ended up with just 4 regular season wins, which means they went 1-6 down the stretch. That's not good, but this year they returned 2 key pieces in Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, the two-way star, with Sanders being the favorite to go number 1 in the 2025 NFL Draft, and Travis Hunter breaking out on both sides of the ball. Defensively, this is a team that replaces half of its defense from last year, which leads me to believe they can only get better, not worse. They were definitely atrocious at times last year, giving up a bunch of big plays. And in this opener at home, I do believe they're going to be ready to make their mark and shut down this North Dakota State team. Speaking of North Dakota State, they're one of the better FCS teams in the country. They won 11 games last year. They continuously, contend for the FCS title. And while they come into this game, with some full confidence, they do have to replace 3 starters on the offensive line. They have to replace their top running back from last year. And they're stuck between choosing between 2, average at best quarterbacks, which is not a recipe for success against an FBS team, especially on the road. Maybe if the Bison were at home in this contest, they'd be worth a look catching the points here. But I do believe Colorado is the better team. I do believe Deion Sanders is going to have his team ready to go for this one. And I do believe they're going to be runaway winners in this contest. Lay the points here, Colorado Buffaloes minus 9.5. The third and final play we have for you is the San Jose State Spartans minus 2.5 points over Sacramento State. The odds are minus 110. Look, there's not a lot of things to like about either team, but what I do like, and I do believe is going to be the difference maker in this contest, is the Spartans' defense, which was the second best unit in the Mountain West Conference last year. While they do have some roster turnover, they have enough experience and depth here on defense to keep this Sacramento State team at bay. Offensively, both teams were averaging north of 30 points per contest last year. They were able to move the ball up and down the field. But with the difference maker, as I mentioned, is going to be San Jose State's defense in order to get that key stop and keep the Sacramento State team at bay. And when we look at defensively for Sacramento State, they gave up 28 points per game last year. That's simply not going to be good enough in this opener, especially on the road. Give me the San Jose State Spartans here at home, -2.5 points, -110. That wraps up today's episode of Victory Formation. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to help support the videos, please smash the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel at Game Day Wagers, or leave a comment in the comment section if you guys are tailing or fading any of these best bets.